Since 1954, Terrebonne General has been a beacon of health and hope in our community. As we mark 7 decades of dedication to your well-being, Terrebonne General Health System remains committed to advancing healthcare, improving lives, and expanding our services to meet your evolving needs. In celebrating our past, we look forward to a future filled with promise and progress. Your health is our legacy. To discover more, visit tghealthsystem.com.
All right, coming up from Lafayette, Louisiana, Deuce Luke. It's the episode that everyone loves to look at called The Deuce is Leuce. It's our show about autism and teaching families some of the hurdles, but we don't look at them as hurdles. We look at them as just a small roadblock that you can jump right over, and Deuce is doing that. He's a student at ULL in the Life program. So right after the intro, we're going to go live with Deuce Luke. All right, we're back. As promised, the man himself, Deuce Luke. He's the new phenom at ULL in Lafayette, Louisiana. And Deuce, how are you today?
I'm doing great, sir. In fact, I am doing so great, I cannot wait to tell you all the cool stuff I've learned over here, as well as you're going to learn some stuff about me, which I've done over here as well.
All right.
And
first
you see, I got my Louisiana.
You got your shirt on. There you go. Louisiana Raging Cajuns. I like that. That's cool. I'm glad you wore that. You got to promote the college you go to. But look, let me ask you about freshman week. What's that all about?
So freshman week is like you're getting adjusted into college. It's not like you're going to college automatically, but when you get into college, you're going through a change in your regular routine. And so that change can be adjusted for freshman week. And the freshmen will have to learn their classes, get introduction to what they're going to do, and that stuff. They're also going to see at the Cajun Dome, I believe you're going to see a little introduction to college and also a fun little presentation.
Yeah. You know, I used to love going to Lafayette. I had a couple of friends of mine, Harry McCullough and Brian Molizon, who went to USL back then. It became ULL later. But I used to go visit them on the weekends, and it was a great place to go. I'll say it. It was a party capital of the world back then, but there's so much more to offer. But they got a great nightlife and everything, too. So I'm sure you've been checking out the restaurants or the centers around you. Have you seen a lot?
I have seen a lot, and over the past month, actually, I saw the Art Center, which is a cool art museum, and they just showcased the Blue Dog. You know that?
Yeah. Okay. I like that.
And there's also an amazing writing library as well. There's even a place for a sports center, which I was going to get into later.
You're spreading your wings. I like that. Do you have mandatory events like during freshman week and all that? Do they give you things that they say you have to do this?
Yes, there are mandatory events basically centered around your life students. That could be like a sporting event like for football or a tailgate or even a soccer game or even just something you just got to go to.
All right. So you've had to go. Have you made any football games yet?
I have actually. Glad you asked that. Because I actually went to a football game. It wasn't that bad. It was just really, really high. Just really draining on my end. Well, draining energy, you know?
Well, let me ask you, because me and you have talked, and we've talked with the public before. Because of your autism, a lot of times loud noises and crowds. Have you gotten a little bit used to that, or is it still a little tough for you?
I'm honestly gotten way used to it now than I ever was before. It wasn't really the loud sounds or the noises that was bothering me. It was just the heat.
Okay, yeah. Pretty hot in South Louisiana, huh?
Yeah. Especially if you're in Lafayette, in the Cajun Dome, on those little bar railings. Those things are boiling hot.
Well, what did you think of the atmosphere in general? Because it's a little different than when you went to a game at Vanderbilt, a little different crowd, right?
It's different, yeah. But however, I didn't think it was all that different.
Yeah, for sure. Are you making new friends?
Oh, of course I am. Yes, I've actually made a few D&D friends, and by D&D I mean Dungeons and Dragons. I've seen them over the past few weeks, and now I'm actually going to go to a meeting today that's for the Dungeons and Dragons.
All right. So yeah, that was big. You always talked about that. And the Halloween Easter eggs in the video games. Tell me about that.
Oh, you're gonna love this. Now I've devised some special ones, in fact. Now in Rocket League, you may think it's like a fun sport game where you can just play cards and just play soccer with it. But if you go outside the map and you really get out of it in the barn area, you will see a UFO. I'm not kidding to you, there is a UFO, and 99% of players only spot this. And also, in Phasmophobia, it's creepy on its own. But whenever you play a basketball game for some reason on Halloween, things will start to get extra creepy. But there are some lighthearted facts. In fact, every game has their own lighthearted fact. And Five Nights at Freddy's even had a lighthearted fact. In fact, like whenever they're teasing the new game, Five Nights at Freddy's is the location. They're teasing Baby, and the baby was a code name for a animatronic. And that was pretty cool on my end.
All right. Now let me ask you this: Did you attend the fire drill?
Yes, I did. It was interesting.
Tell me about that.
All right. Well, I was half asleep, I should say. I was awake, but I was actually a little trying to get some sleep. But however, I knew something was going to come up, and then all of a sudden, boom! A loud alarm rung on me. And I knew what it was a little bit. So I had to put my shoes. I grabbed nothing except my shoes. Because I knew that was going to be important. I didn't even give my glasses or my blanket. I just knew just to get out of there as soon as possible. And I went down the stairs because the stairs at the time were broken. And then I went down the stairs and then I went outside over to the Bayou Center. And that's how I knew it was a fire drill.
So you went through all the protocols and all that, and how'd you come out? Pretty good?
Oh, very good, except I didn't bring my glasses. So.
Yeah. Well, so how did you go about feel? You were feeling the railings of the stairs, or what were you doing?
Well, I was more focused on getting out of there.
Okay.
So the main focus of this is to get out of there as safe and secure as possible. I knew it was just a drill, but even so, if it's a drill, I have to be very careful.
Yep, no doubt about
I
it.
went down the stairs quickly and efficiently as possible.
All right, let's do this, Deuce. We're going to take a break. We're going to come right back with Deuce Luke. And it's once again our program, The Deuce is Loose. Don't go away.
Today's social media segment is brought to you by Terrebonne General Health System. Your health is our legacy. Rouse's, you're either local or you're not. Buick, the craft of modern luxury. St. Martin and Bork, know your rights.
All right, we're back. The Deuce is Loose. I'm Martin Falls, and in Lafayette, Louisiana. Once again, we are joined by Deuce Luke. There you see him, college student at ULL. He's got his Louisiana Raging Cajun shirt on. No, you can't see it right there on the shot, but there you go. He's got it on, and he's ready to go. So I know you love museums. I know that about you, but have you been to any like science museums or anything? Tell me about it.
Ooh, I'm glad you asked that, because I did went to the Science Museum before I went to a wedding.
All right, explain. I want to know what was in it.
All right. So basically, before we get to the wedding, I want to get to the science museum. Would that be okay?
Yeah, absolutely.
So at the science museum, there is a whole assortment of things from observatory to a to bones and certain artifacts from throughout the ages, minerals that are scattered throughout the world. But these bones are found right here in Acadiana, which is basically in Lafayette. And also there was like a big sloth, like real big, like 10 to 12 foot sloth. I'm not even joking, man. It was
That is big.
amazing.
I've saw a sloth before in Costa Rica. They are so slow. They're not in a hurry to do anything. But 10 to 12 feet long? That's big.
Yes, there was one from, it was like that big. Like if you see a wall right there, it's like really that high.
Wow.
Yeah, it was like climbing up on a branch, and the link will probably illustrate from this table, the one you see in the room right here, to around that wall.
And you went to a wedding after that?
Yes, I did.
How was the
The
wedding?
wedding was amazing. It was my cousin's wedding. I forgot his name, but it was my cousin's wedding. He was getting married to a wonderful woman, and I was there at the church with my parents.
Yeah.
And we went to a reception afterwards, and I was very social. I was very amazed, and people were amazed by my skill and my charisma.
Well, there you go. You've developed that for a long time. And so now it's going to pay off. How's your grandmother, by the way?
Oh, Mama, she's doing great. I'm honestly happy you asked about her. She even got a haircut by my mom.
Yeah, well, you make sure you tell her that I said hello.
Of course, I would.
Because I
make
know
sure
she's watching these shows. She watches Deuce for sure. There's no
I
doubt
want
about
to
it.
say hello, Mama. How you doing? And I hope you have a good day and a great day.
All right, so I want to ask you about, you're a big grilled cheese kind of guy. You love grilled cheese. And did you make your first grilled cheese at college?
I did. It was a really good grilled cheese. I've learned that in the class, which is my excuse me. I learned that in a kitchen class, which is basically like a cooking and cleaning class, a mix of it. On one day we'll be cooking, and another day we'll be cleaning. And the cooking class, in this particular one, was basically about grilled cheese and basil soup, basil tomato soup. I cooked the grilled cheese on my own, although we didn't have much power into it, but I did cook it. I took 2 pieces of bread, I spread some butter on it, some melted butter on the bread, and I cooked the bread not on the pan, not on the butter on the pan, but like on a butter.
On the griddle, was it like a griddle?
It was like a grill. It was actually like a little pan, or like an oven or something like that, like an electronic oven.
So how did it taste when you took the first bite?
Delicious and melted right in my mouth.
Yeah, you like your grilled cheese. Now, what about the pizza place? Didn't you have an alumni deal at the pizza place?
Yes, we did. Glad you asked that. There was some interesting stuff that happened during the night. I'm not gonna say what, but there was some funny, interesting stuff by some students. And I actually ordered some shrimp, and it was very good shrimp. And my friend at the time were ordering pizza, and basically there was alumni and parents, and my parents as well. They were going to this alumni meetings or alumni dinner to just get to know the parents and get to know the future generation of them, that stuff.
So you got to see the college life a little bit, where people act up a little bit and they're spreading their wings a little bit to gain their independence. Is that what you're talking about? You got to see some of that?
Honestly, I'm not supposed to say because it's like Well, it's gonna cause some controversy on the show.
Oh, hey, we don't want to do that. So, hey, keep it close to the vest. That's
Close
what
to
we're
the
going to
vest.
do. You're
That's
doing
how I
the
do it, close to the best.
you're doing the right thing there. All right. So, what classes are you in right now?
Classes I'm in right now are personal finance, Universe 100, and speech therapy group. I gotta say, it's like whenever we're talking, trying to get to know certain speech therapy and stuff like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
And there's sex ed.
Okay. All right.
There's breast stuff as well.
All right. So you're learning stuff that I guess you need to learn at this age, and you need to be subjected to it so you have an understanding on it. Is it fun to learn this kind of stuff, or is it still a transition?
It's still a transition on my end because I feel like I know this stuff, but I should know this stuff. And I don't know, just seem a little bit derogative, I guess.
Yeah, well, that's all right. All in good time, right?
Yeah, all good time. I'm still relearning it. It's not bad. It just kind of, I don't know, just,
Well,
I know it, but then it somewhat surprises me.
yeah, it's all about the college life, and that's part of the transition. So let's take our second break. We're going to come back. We have one more segment with you, and we'll talk about some different things of which you're looking forward to in the next few weeks. So once again, we'll take a break. When we come back, Deuce, Luke, don't go away.
Today's social media segment is brought to you by South Louisiana Bank. It's better when we bank together. Waits and Downer, attorneys at law. Terrebonne Ford, built Ford tough.
All right, we're back. The Deuce is Leuce. He is joining us once again from Lafayette, Louisiana, in the ULL Life program. And there you see him. And Deuce, what's the freshman cohort meeting all about? Tell me about that.
Glad Jack said because the freshman cohort meeting are basically where we all get together and we discuss certain topics that we're going to do over the weekend or just topics we like to do in general.
All right, so it's an itinerary. You're trying to lay out sort of like what you're going to be doing?
Yeah, something like that, yeah. I mean, I wouldn't say we're just laying out what we're going to do. We also have certain things that we got to do. Like, so say we're also learning to go on a vacation. We can learn to do that, which is learned earlier.
All right. Now, I know you like your breaks. I know that as part of your life, you like your breaks. You like to take your deep breaths during the day. Do you get many breaks?
I do, actually. I've actually had a few breaks over the weeks. Like, for my first 2 weeks, I was having a little bit of trouble. But once I was with my dad, I felt great. And then over the past other weeks, I remember going to the family meeting. I also had a family weekend. Then the fall break, which is actually this week. Well, I should probably say last week. So,
All right. So it sounds to me like you're slowly becoming acclimated to what college life is all about. So it's a progress, isn't it?
that's right, it is.
Now, a gaming advisor, I got to ask you, as our gaming advisor on HTV, have you been or had any time to experiment with any more games?
I wish I could say that's true, but it's not. I've been busy with schoolwork and club meetings and stuff like that, so it's honestly been pretty rough. But I will try to do something about it because soon there's gonna be a Sims 4 new expansion pack that I'm interested in looking into.
All right. So the first few weeks of college, you're getting used to your workload. You're getting used to cooking your own grilled cheese sandwich. You're getting used to, are you doing any kind of laundry or somebody else handling that?
I'm actually doing my own laundry myself.
All right. So you're doing a whole bunch of stuff that's on the plate. So you're learning how to manage your life skills, really, aren't you?
Yes, I am. This is basically what life skills is all about. This is what the life program is all about. It's all about teaching people certain life skills so they can get acclimated into getting into the life program.
Yeah. So is it hard for a person in your position to sort of stay focused, or is it coming pretty easy for you?
It will come easy, but then there are sometimes it's hard to focus. So I would say it's harder to focus now than in school. But it's getting easier through time.
Yeah. Time heals really everything. What's the fun things that you like the most? Have you figured out what's the fun thing? I see you smiling, so there must be something. What is it?
Well, I do like going to the bourgeois hall and doing my karate club.
Yeah.
And
That's
the
pretty
bourgeois
neat.
hall is actually the rec room, or as I like to call it, the workout gym.
Okay. Now, I know you too well. I used to see you at HTV when you would walk in the lobby and you would talk to the state police, the guests that were coming up next, or you didn't have any problem going up and introducing yourself and breaking the ice. I would imagine you doing some of the same things, right?
Yes, I am. I'm glad you asked that. I've been doing very well and very nice with some certain people, and I've actually gotten the chance to talk to the vice president.
Really? Well, tell me
Oh,
about
yeah.
it. Tell me about it.
Well, one day it was in the beginning of the school year, and he was just walking by. I was like, "Hey, maybe we should meet up." And so I met him. I talked to him a little bit, and then he just went off. And I also told him about my book.
And what did he say about the book?
He was impressed, and he was also impressed how in the life program.
Well, I'm sure he was impressed that you weren't scared to approach him to talk with him, or was it a he or a she?
It was to him,
All right.
and he's amazing. He's honestly a really brilliant man.
All right. Very good. And so you've never had a problem approaching people before, but it takes confidence to do that, doesn't it?
It does. It takes a lot of confidence and sometimes stamina. Also, just a little bit of motivation. And you know what I say to that? Let's
What?
motivate.
All right. So what after you talked to the vice president, who'd you call? Who did you tell? I know you had to be excited.
I told a lot of people about it. I told my roommates. I told my mom and dad. I told my mama. I told a lot of people about it.
And they were excited for you.
Oh, yes. They were excited I had that connection.
What did your mama say?
Oh, she was excited. She was proud of me.
Well, yeah, that's a big thing. That's a big person. But I'm more impressed too with the fact not only did you approach the vice president, but the vice president put himself in a situation where he could be approached. It means he's out there checking up on his university and making sure that he's accessible to meet people.
Yes, you got that right. I can agree with you. He has a lot of time on his hands, but he should have time to be with his peers or else his students. So that's
Yeah.
pretty impressive of him. I'm glad he was able to talk to me for a little bit.
So what's the best meal you ate in either the, I guess the eating quarters y'all eat in or outside? What's the best meal you ate in Lafayette so far?
Oh, well, that has to be the hash browns. I had 2 hash browns, a yogurt, and some bacon for
All right.
breakfast.
You like those hash browns, don't you?
Yes, potatoes are my favorite.
All right. So you got the grilled cheese down to science, right?
Yes.
All right. Well, good. We're looking forward to getting you on next week, and maybe we can work a little bit of video in so you can bring us something, but not enough to interrupt your learning process at ULL. So tell everybody hello for us. And Deuce, you're looking good. And hopefully we'll see you next week, and we'll keep rocking and rolling.
Of course, sir. And to all those out there, let's motivate and have a good day and a great day. Bang!
There you go. Let's motivate. Deuce Luke, He is, of course, the Deuce's Leuce talent for us here at HTV. We'll see him again next week. Thanks for joining us. Have a good night.
In a world of silence, there's a different kind of language, autism, a unique puzzle that brings its own beautiful picture. Where others see a blank canvas, they see boundless creativity. Each day, they awaken with purpose and determination. Their minds are a vast universe, exploring countless subjects with passion. Deuce Luke said it best when he said,
Autism is not a disability, it's a different ability.
just like a seed becomes a magnificent tree, they too blossom into something extraordinary. Embrace the beauty of their world. Learn more about autism. Visit Understand Autism for more information. That's www.understandautism.org. You can also find help by calling 800-3-AUTISM. That's 1-800-328-8476. Thank you for watching The Deuce is Loose here on HTV 10.
Today's social media segment is brought to you by Alford and Associates for all of your insurance needs. CIS, Cardiovascular Institute of the South, the highest quality cardiovascular care available. Barker Honda, the Barker family tradition of quality.